year of Modi. Our GST collection has been the highest ever since records began, $270 billion. Our vehicle sales have been the highest ever, 25 million. Our exports have been the highest ever, 820 billion. Our PMI manufacturing has been the highest ever, 59.2. Number of jobs created last year have been the highest ever, 47 million. Our Gini coefficient has been the lowest ever, 0.28. That is a measure of inequality. Our Sensex has been at the highest ever, 85,000. Our Forex reserves have been at the highest ever, $705 billion. So why is it that your dear friend Rahul Gandhi says we are a dead economy?
First of all, Professor, let me say that the honor and the pleasure are both mine. And so that there's no ambiguity about this, I've traveled all the way from Delhi to have this 45-minute or 1-hour conversation with you, and I'm flying right back. So I take this seriously. One of my laments, and I think my friend Meenakshi ji sitting here will agree with me, that whilst there is no ambiguity, no doubt about the progress in sheer numbers that has been registered between 2014, since the Prime Minister assumed responsibility, and today, I don't think there's anything. What there has been, I think, is a notable shortcoming in terms of our less than effective narrative setting. And I think your introductory statement to this session, before you come to a very important question on why a particular youth leader chooses to describe the state of the economy as he did, I'll come to that. I think we've been found wanting on the narrative setting. It's not my view. I think many of us believe कि काम बहुत अच्छा करते हैं पर अपनी बात को आगे रख नहीं सकते, या रखते हैं तो हमारे जो political colleagues हैं, associates हैं, वो घुमा फिरा के उसको they get you tied down with something or the other. And I'll come to some of those issues. Let me tell you that I agree with all the statistics that you gave, except one, that the number of people that we lifted out of multidimensional poverty, I believe that's the correct term there now, is not 250 million, it's 270 million. It's like 272 million people out of abject poverty have been lifted during these 10 years. The other thing, Professor, is that I've been a civil servant most of my life. I was 39 years in the Foreign Service. And I can share with you that when I was posted to New York as India's permanent representative, and that was the year 2009, that was the time that the Millennium Development Goals were nearing completion, and we were beginning work on the Sustainable Development Goals. And it was very well acknowledged then that the MDGs, in spite of their conceptual flaw in design, you see, the MDGs were conceptualized by the think tank of the West called the OECD, which meant that Professor Pal sitting there, you have to do this by this year, you have to do this by this year. There were prescriptions passed on to us. But having said that, the MDGs succeeded because China succeeded. Because China succeeded in lifting hundreds of millions of people out of abject poverty. When it came to the design of the SDGs, I was part of that process. I played a small part. I was India's permanent representative. Work had already started. We said that unless you change the basic format, you will have problems. And therefore, let it be a bottoms up, from the grassroots level up, recommendations on what the design of the SDGs should be. And then you reached a number of goals, etc., etc. But very soon, even before the SDGs commenced, people turned around and said, well, MDGs succeeded because of China, SDGs will succeed because of India. And if India succeeds, SDGs will succeed. And that is what has happened. That is where your 272 million people being lifted out of abject poverty is now what is the driving force of the success. I'll come to other areas. You know, the fact of the matter is that before that statement was made, or around that time, the rate of quarterly growth was made known. And this was the last quarter, which is the first quarter of the current fiscal year, and the rate of growth was 7.8%. And the previous quarter was 7.4%, which is the last quarter of the last fiscal year. Also around that time, S&P had lifted our rating after 18 years. After that, others came in. Now you tell me an economy which is growing at 7.8% in one quarter, 7.4% the other quarter, an economy who, in your words, whose GDP has tripled from, has doubled from $2 trillion in 2014 to $4.3 trillion now, where the per capita has come, you decide to call that a dead economy? Now, I've been around for a long time, so I know a lot of very bright people, some well-meaning, some not meaning. They don't use their brains very often, so they may come up with a long statement. That's entirely possible. I don't know. But this one is a little more concerning. I think this is not a case of somebody not using the brain often enough. It's more a case of the brain being in the wrong part of the anatomy.
इसको काट दो भाई, ये क्या कहती है?
No, I'm seriously. Here you see, I mean, you talked about, Anand, if I may call you, you're a friend. Anand, anybody who goes around India, I do a lot of traveling. I go to tier 2, 3 cities, tier 3 cities. I was in Numaligarh the other day with the Honorable Prime Minister, where India's first bioethanol plant making biofuels from bamboo was done. You see what is happening in the country. Number of airports you mentioned have gone up from 74 to 168 or something like that. Your trains, your airport capacity. Delhi, those of us who live in Delhi, there's another airport coming up, Jewar, which is going to be ready in October. The combined capacity of Delhi and Jewar together will be more than London, Heathrow, Gatwick, Stansted pulled together, which is 140 million. When I joined the Foreign Service and went on my first posting, Delhi airport used to be called Palam Airport. It had not been called Indira Gandhi International Airport. And that airport used to carry 3 million. Now it's going up to 140 million. But look at the fundamental transformation in the economy. Today you're firing on all 6 cylinders. Now, why somebody chooses to, I didn't take any names, but you mentioned somebody, I had several things. This is not the correct appreciation. But I was a civil servant for 39 years. I was doing international think tanking for 4 years. I've been in the Council of Ministers for 8 years, my 9th year. I always tell myself, when you look at, when I think of you, what do I think of? Somebody who educates us every evening in prime time. Okay, that's what you're associated with. When I talk about a politician, I'm reminded of what a German philosopher says. He said, genius lies in identifying yourself with a principle. Sure enough, he identified himself with somebody, and that was nationalism. But today, what is it that some of my friends in the opposition bloc of politics are identifying themselves with? I'll give you 1 or 2 examples. They said this SIR, हमने कहा हम करवा रहे हैं. उन्होंने कहा हाँ, ultimately this is their line. करवाइए पर देश भर में कराइए. I said thank you very much. This is exactly what we've been saying. अब दिल्ली में करवाने वाले आ जाओ, दिल्ली में करवा लेते हैं. कास्ट सेंसस हमने कब मना किया है? भाई हमने कहा हम आपके ये सब कास्ट जो भी हम कास्ट सेंसस जब करवाएंगे उसमें ये होगा. हम करवा रहे हैं. अरे भाई, every issue that you take out, I can understand any political formation wanting to couch their program in language which serves their short-term and medium-term agenda. But some of the issues these guys are raising don't even serve their interest. So I think some of them need new advisors. One of the advisors he lives outside, and he went recently to one of our Western neighbors, and there he said, I feel very comfortable here. Now, I don't know how you define comfort. If you spend an evening in some bazaar or something, you feel comfortable. But what is this? I mean, look at the tangible progress. Do say, I don't like you. But then look at the welfareism. 80
Yeah,
crore people are being fed 3 meals of dry ration in a day. You're giving a gas cylinder for 6 cents to the Ujjwala beneficiaries. Then you say the economy is dead. My God.
So, which brings us to the next question, which is